Hello, my YouTube subscribers and my subscribers to be. I am your host, Josie Latimer, coming to you once again with another story and an update on views about what actually happened the day Brittany Bowens went to the airport. My topic is why Brittany Bowens' friend, Jeanette, won't tell us what time did she pick her up that morning at the airport. Now, listen, the reason I feel, and many of us feel that Brittany was home is because Jeanette, her friend, some call her Jeanette. I've seen Jeanette online. I've also seen Jeanette. Some think that Jeanette actually was told by Brittany Bowens what happened and what time to pick her up. The reason people are feeling like that is because people have been begging her, begging her to please let us know what time did you pick her up at the house, at this house right here where this baby was murdered. Why can't she do that? Well, reason possibly being is because Brittany Bowens, that's her friend, that is her friend, and she probably told her girl, let me tell you what happened. Please don't say anything, because if you do, I'm going to get in trouble. And the reason people feel like that because she hasn't come forth. Why? That would be a great thing to do, to let everyone know that Brittany Bowens was not home that morning at the time when MALEAH Davis was murdered. That's all the world wants to know. Is please, please, please let us know what time did you pick Brittany up. When Jeanette didn't respond to many on YouTube, that automatically put up a red flag in everyone's mind. Well, everyone guessed, well, the reason she hasn't responded is because of the fact she knows something that happened. Otherwise, anybody else would just say, look, let me tell you why. I picked her up at 8:30 that morning, and I took her straight to the airport, so she could not have been there when Derion Vence came home after receiving a call, after vomiting and getting sick after receiving that call. That would clear her. That would totally clear her. But what kind of friend is that not to clear a friend unless they know something has actually happened, which may be allegedly the reason that they have not come forth to let the world know I picked her up early. That hasn't happened. That hasn't happened, and look how long it's been. Everyone's been begging her, and why would you have a friend like that? If I had a friend and I know and she know that she picked me up early to clear my name, then she would possibly come forth, because the world is looking down on Brittany Bowens because her friend is not coming forth to tell us what time did she actually pick her up that morning at this house right here that you see on this picture, the house that baby MALEAH was murdered in. And it's out there that she picked her up, but what time? That's what the public wants to know. When we find out the time and everybody find out the time, and if that time clears her, then, but I think from the way it's looking now, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good because she hasn't come out to clear her friend. What time, Jeanette? That's all everybody wants to know, to clear your friend's name. Because the baby was actually murdered right here. This is her little memorial that everybody came out and put little flowers and blooms, and this is her house right here. And this is the house that Jeanette picked up Brittany Bowens. But she's not telling the world what time, and that's all everybody wants to know. Nobody wants to bash anyone. We want to clear her if indeed she did not have anything to do with it. But the way it looks, because her friend is not clearing her name by letting the world know she wasn't home that morning, it seems like she was. That's why everyone, if you look at my comments, everyone is saying that she was home that morning. She was home that morning. Because if she wasn't home, her friend Jeanette or Jeanetta would have cleared her friend. Also, another thing is that when her friends, when MALEAH was missing, and her friends, they were online asking questions or answering questions live. And Brittany Bowens was in the background answering those questions. No one heard her crying, and someone kept asking question after question after question, the same question, which was, did you talk to MALEAH when you was gone? At first, that question was overlooked, so they kept coming back, typing it in. They wanted that answer, but they never got it. We never got it. If that was me and that was my baby, all I'm going to say is yes or no. Why not? I mean, what's the big deal about saying yes or no? But to say I'm not going to answer that, that kind of makes people have a wonder in their mind, a puzzle like, why didn't you talk to your baby and you left her in the hands of an abuser, which is what you told Quanel X? And if it wasn't true, why did you stand on TV and let him do that to you? No one would do that in their right mind. No one. And that was why she dropped him from the live video, is because she said that he did not let her know he was going to be doing those live interviews, which means it wouldn't matter if you hadn't have told him something. The reason she didn't want him to do those live interviews is because of the fact of what she had told him, and she had no idea that he was going live to tell it. Otherwise, it wouldn't matter. If he's doing live interviews and he's there to help you, it wouldn't matter. But what happened when you told him what Brittany told him, that was why she said she dropped him, because he went live on interviews without letting her know. So what he was doing was getting all the information from her and bringing it to the public. And as I said, if that was me and I didn't tell him anything, I would stop him right on TV in front of the world. I would say, oh no, I didn't say that, you're lying. I mean, I would make a big fuss on TV to clear my name. But again, she was angry because he went on TV, all these interviews, telling what she told him. And she didn't stop him, and I would have, if indeed it wasn't true. So evidently it was true. He passed it on to the police department, and they're still doing investigations. And that's why the world and the public wants to know, was Brittany home when MALEAH Davis was murdered? The answer would be clear if Jeanette, her friend, would come and clear her. She hasn't done so, which is why everyone feels that she was there. Anytime someone don't clear you and they picked you up that morning, it's almost like obvious. It's pretty much like they're telling the world, oh, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to get her in trouble. Because otherwise, and they can't lie because they can get in trouble for that too. So what Jeanette is doing is she's just staying neutral and not saying anything because she don't want to get her friend in trouble. And she knows exactly what time she picked her up and won't tell us because that timeline would have placed her there possibly at the time the baby was murdered. Another thing in those videos, when she had her friends and she was in the background, and I didn't pick up vibes of a mother that had just had a child missing. I really didn't. I heard her kind of giggling in the background with them and said a couple of curse words in the background and just like nonchalant. I don't understand that as a mother that had just had a child missing. And another thing is when her mother said, we thought he was driving around the airport. You thought he was driving around the airport? What would make you think that? If he was, why didn't you just try to wait and stand in front and catch him as he drove around with the baby. If indeed I felt that my boyfriend was driving around the airport to pick me up, I'm going to wait until he make that next circle and flag him down to see if my child is there. So something wasn't quite right with that story either. It's just no way around this stuff. And it will come to an end, everyone. But why did Brittany Bowens' friend, Jeanette, not tell us what time she picked her up that morning at this house right here where baby MALEAH was murdered? That's all we want to know. That's all we want to know. Please let me know what you think. Do you think Jeanette is afraid to talk? Do you think Jeanette knows something that we don't know? Knows something that everyone assumes? And she don't want to get her friend in trouble? And she don't want to lie about it either? That would be all everybody want, is just the truth of it. So they have no other choice. We have no other choice but to believe that that time put her and placed her there. Because Jeanette is a key evidence of this whole particular case, because she was the one that picked her up that morning. And then another thing, no one saw her coming out. But Jeanette knows which way she came out, and she knows when she came out. That's all we want to know. Please click like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be coming back with more of celebrity and variety talk. Let me know what you think about this case of why Brittany Bowens' friend, Jeanette, won't tell us what time she picked her up. Thank you for tuning in once again. I'm your host, Josie Latimer. Bye.